Welcome to the Golden Ticket. We are so grateful you're here. It's been a few weeks. This is one of our favorite calls, so it's nice that we get a little break in between for all the incredible calls, but this is definitely one of our faves to educate y'all about why this industry is so incredible and so different. If you're a guest, so different of what you may think it are, what you may think it is. So today you're going to get some incredible information, some new knowledge. We have an amazing guest, but first I'm going to pass it over to my colleague, my business ally, the beautiful Jennifer Alice Murray, who's coming at you live from her car because of the chainsaw in action at her house. She looks like she's still trying to unmute. Let's see if I can help her out. Kamila, can you unmute her?
You did it! Woohoo! Aloha! Thanks for tuning into the Golden Ticket. Today's been a day of hilarious technological difficulties, but we very much value your time. Thanks for coming. We do this call once a month to educate and sometimes just remind people how special of an industry we are working with here with network marketing, because for a lot of people right now, money is tight, things are looking strange, the year ahead does not look anywhere near as promising as we would hope that it would be at this point, and so people are starting to get creative about what they want to do about creating extra money in their life, creating more passive income streams in their life, and yeah, just getting creative. And this is an industry that a lot of us tiptoe into, our company in particular, because we have actually life-changing products that are backed by science. Tends to be a company where people come in as customers to try it out, or because they heard a great story from a friend, and then step by step, that was my story, step by step, I started realizing, wow, a lot of pain left my body. I know other people who are in pain. I want to share this with them because I want them to have the chance to decide for themselves if they want to take a chance on letting go of that pain naturally and super efficiently. And so we're not going to get much into the products today, but if you were invited to this call, you probably already know a little bit about it, and the resources for learning more are incredibly plentiful on the product side. And our tech host today, Kamila, actually offers a Zoom a few hours from now, I believe 2:30 Hawaiian time, where she goes into the Pro Tandem Tri-Synergizer brand, which is our flagship product, which is essentially increasing your health span, making your lifespan more comfortable, potentially, possibly longer, some peer-reviewed science behind that. And really just, I consider it health installation. We are, we have so many calls to back that up because our products need a little explaining because they're so at the cutting edge of wellness. Seriously, for someone like me, who I was a cookbook author, a vegan cookbook author, I used to co-own a restaurant here on Kauai with my sister, someone who was at the top of the wellness, scene. To me, this was quite a shock. The forefront of wellness got pushed way, way forward in our lifetime to quite a quantum degree. So learn more about the products, absolutely. But the business that comes along with it and the way that it creates leveraged income in your life is really the point of this call and the thing that we don't want you to miss. So I'm going to pass it actually back over to Julie Mai. Julie is someone that I met 7.5 years ago when this journey started for me. Someone that I knew a little bit from the community because she makes this gorgeous gold jewelry, lots of hearts, lots of, beautiful bling for us island gals. And so I knew her as an artist, as a mother, as a friend, but when we came into this business together, what I saw was someone who had done a little bit of research on what this industry is, how powerful it can be, and had a huge, mammoth vision for what we could create together, which basically was a global network of people enjoying these products. And we have been quite successful at doing that by just sticking to a very basic system and working together. So Julie Mai, why don't you come share some of that viz with the rest of us?
Am I there? Okay, good.
I keep
Yes.
asking make you co-host, Julie. So just making sure that you're accepted, so you can
Yeah,
unmute whenever you
I
want.
never saw that pop up. Sorry, everybody. That's so strange. Some days it works good, and some days you just got to roll with the punches. Thank you, Kamile, for everything that you do. Thank you, Jennifer, for that sweet introduction. And yeah, we've come a long way. And I think, you know, for me, where I get the most joy, where I find where my passion lies, and really where I feel like I'm making a difference, is when I'm educating and when I'm sharing my story and sharing my heart. Because I think, unfortunately, this industry gets such a bad representation. It gets such a bad rap, and people think it's something that it's not. And so, like Jennifer said, when I did my research 7.5 years ago, I was completely blown away, you guys, because what I was hearing on the street from my best friends, from my aunt, uncles, from the people that I surrounded myself with, was completely different than what I found to be true with the research that I did. And so that's really why I decided to take a shot at it, to take a chance, because where I was, just to give you a little piece of who I am, before I go into the meat and potatoes of the call, is where I was I was a busy mom of 2 little girls. I had a full-time business, a jewelry design company. I was working as a waitress at night. My husband was a full-time mason. We would high five about 3-4 o'clock in the afternoon, and we were basically 2 ships crossing in the night. I'm sure many of you can relate to that. You know, we work hard because we want to create an incredible life for ourselves and for our families. But unfortunately, many times that comes at a tremendous cost. And if you're a mom, what you want most is to be home with your kids, maybe not all the time, but you really want to be able to prioritize and put them first. And I found myself putting them last because I had to, you know, stay up with the Joneses, or I had to fulfill the deadlines, and I had to always constantly be jumping into that hamster wheel to make it work. And I was tired, and I knew that if a better way had come my way, that I was open to the possibility of taking a look at it. I was open to not just closing the door and being closed-minded, that I was looking for something different. And like Jennifer mentioned, I think so many people right now in the world, not just our country, but in the world, are looking for something a little bit different. One, because we've never gone through this, because so many millions of people have lost their jobs and their future is so uncertain. And 2, people don't necessarily want to go back to work because they've tasted that time freedom. They've tasted what it feels like to be home with their families and be home with their kids. And so when I did my research and I found out that in this industry, you can create something called residual income, something where you do your work one time and get paid over and over again, versus clocking in every day for 5 days a week for 8 hours a day, clocking out just to have the weekends to hopefully go on a 1 to 2 week vacation out of the entire year, and that's your life. I decided I wasn't okay with that. I wanted to look at something different. And that's when this industry presented itself to me in the form of a product, which I thought, you know, in the beginning, I was like, there's no way that I'm going to, you know, be a salesperson. It's not in my nature. I'm not out there pushing products. That's not something that I want to do. And that was the number one, I guess, falsity that I thought, that everyone thinks you have to be an incredible salesperson to be good at this kind of business. And what I realized, you guys, is it's not so much about selling products as much as it is about connecting with people and building networks of people who want the same thing that you and I want, which is just more time, more choices, less stress, spending time with the people that we love, less time with the people that we don't, doing what we don't want to do. And that's when I started to get really inspired. I've always been an advocate for health. I've always loved to learn about health. My mom raised me vegetarian. She's all, you know, growing up in Hawaii, it's kind of just comes with the territory that you're outside a lot. You eat a lot of fruits and vegetables. But I was never, you know, I never thought that I would necessarily be in the industry. I just love to be healthy. But when I realized how many incredible products in the health world, the health and wellness world, were in this industry, I decided to take a look at this particular company called LifeVantage that most of us on this call are for. And I was blown away, like Jennifer said, with the science, with the history of what this company had provided and proved to be true, and what it was doing for myself and the people that I loved. And that's when I really made the choice to look at the business and dive all in. And then I realized that educating people about what we truly had our hands on was where I felt I could make a difference. Because I think so many people get caught up in products and get caught up in selling, and they forget that the bigger picture of most people's pain is how they're living their life, the value of their life, and that this can tremendously be such an answer to your problem, because I know it to be true because it was for myself. So I think that's a great leeway into our incredible guests. We don't usually have guests on the Golden Ticket, but we decided that we wanted to switch it up a little bit and have a dear friend, and she came to us through this business. This is another favorite part of what we do, is I really truly believe that it attracts really good human beings, because you cannot win in network marketing unless you help other people win. You have to have big hearts. You have to have a big heart for people. You have to care. And so this beautiful soul I met about, gosh, it's probably only been about a year and a half maybe that we've known each other. She is a mama of 2, Rain and Ocean. She's been married for many, many years. And the reason why I invited her to this call is because she has an incredible story. I'm going to ask her a few questions about her story that I think might open your eyes to thinking differently about this industry. Kristin Algren, we love you so much. We're happy you're here. I'm going to probably start off the questions by asking what you did before, and thank you for being here, what you did before this industry found you.
Aw, thank you so much, Julie and Jam. Our nickname for you. It's just absolutely an honor to be here and be your first guest. So I pretty much have been a stay-at-home mom for, my kids are now 11 and 14. I am currently still a flight attendant for 23 years, but I've really had the opportunity to really drop my trips and really be home with my kids before LifeVantage was presented to me by my sister. Do you want me to just keep going on with my story?
No. I love that. And one thing I forgot to say about you is, besides the heart of gold, Kristin is one of the most fun people I know. If you don't know her, or if you do know her, she's always dancing. She loves to bring the life to the party. And I meant to say that because I love that you can meet people in your life that can come into your life that you feel like you've known your whole life, and that you feel like you've had this soul connection with. And I've met so many people through this journey, through this business, because of what we do. So I just wanted to mention that you are absolutely a heart of gold and so fun. One thing that's powerful about your story is that you said that you were able to stay home with your kids. Now that's something I wasn't able to, and most people aren't. And the reason why I think it's so inspiring is because you mentioned to me that money was never a driver, and I think so many people get involved with network marketing because they need money, because they're hungry. It's like the last thing available to do, or whatever you may think, like, oh, that's only for people that want to go out and make a bunch of money. But with you, Kristin, I know that you had mentioned to me that your husband was very successful, and that was never something that really drove you. And yet you decided to jump in, being a stay-at-home mom, and you've been really successful. So can you share with us why you've been so driven to do this business, and what you found that you do, since money doesn't drive you? What is it that drives you with this business?
I sure can. Thank you. So just going back in, a few years, 3.5 years ago, this was brought to me by my incredible sister, Katie Dye. And I went to a meeting, which, was kind of the way that we were doing it prior to COVID. Now it's all, on our phones and laptops. But I went to a meeting and I heard some information. And honestly, it sounded a little bit too good to be true. I sat there with my arms crossed and I wasn't really open. However, it was my sister. So I said, okay, I'll try the product. And I did. And after 3 weeks, I had a very unexpected health testimonial. And it was a light bulb moment that went off for me. And also, it was at a time, I've been with my incredible husband now for 23 years, but it was at a really, really low time in our relationship. And I mean, the word divorce even was coming up. And like you said, I was able to be home with my kids, and he was really the breadwinner. And when I thought about my life and I thought, what if, I realized that I needed to do something for myself, because if something happened, I didn't want to have to go back to work, flying and based in Los Angeles, and be gone and be exhausted all the time. And so I did. And I started off just with my pinky finger in, thinking that maybe I'll try it. And it's been 3.5 years. And I can honestly say that it has been one of the best things I have ever done, helping people, and in turn, helping myself and helping my family. My kids have, completely seen a different side to me. I'm teaching them, instilling that in them, that if you put your mind to something, you can do it. So it's just radically changed my life, and I'm so, so grateful for it.
I love that. I absolutely love that, because I think when you look at when it's first initially given to us, we're just like you said, like arms crossed, like, no, I would never do that. That's for them. No, that's for the other people. I don't need to do that. I'm successful. I had this, and this set up. But when you really start to understand the connections and the bigger purpose of what this can bring your life, you guys, it's unbelievable. Like, not just for yourself, but when you have a little bit of a mark, when you have a little bit of a when you make a little bit of a difference in someone's life, because something that you did changed someone's life for the better, whether that be your family, your sister, or whether that be a total stranger, a sideline, whatever that may be, the fulfillment that you can get is absolutely extraordinary. And that is what fills my cup every day, is just the difference that we can make in other people's lives compared to the other options out there. Not to say that I don't love making jewelry and that that's not a passion of mine. And I love to see strangers walk by wearing my jewelry, and that does bring me joy, but it's not changing their life. It's not bringing moms home to their kids at night. It's not, helping people who are tapping into their retirement funds because they don't know what else to do. Like, that is the solution that we have to offer. So I love that if you think that this is only for the money, there is so many more reasons why this is such an incredible opportunity and such an incredible thing that we do. So Jam, do you have something you want to throw at Miss Kristin before we wrap it up in a few minutes?
What I was just thinking was that Kristin makes network marketing very fun. And I don't think that is the reputation that network marketing has for a lot of people. So if you want to say something about keeping it fun, or, you have a very beautiful, colorful team that seems like they're really enjoying their work. So
I do like to have fun, that's for sure. I like to be silly. And what comes to mind when you ask that or talk about that is that anyone can do this. You just have to be yourself. You don't have to be fun. You could be serious. You can be shy. You can be a stay-at-home mom. You can be a doctor. You can be a dancer. You can be a massage therapist. You just have to be authentically you. And that we just have this incredible system and community that's here and in place, and you just want something more in your life. And there is a system to follow. You be authentically you. There's people to help you, guide you along the way. You crawl, you walk, and then you run. And so, yeah, I can be silly, but you don't have to be. Anyone can do it.
Love that. I love that. I definitely cannot keep up with your dance moves. So thanks for not expecting that. Cool. Well, thank you so much for coming on, Julie. Do you want to wrap it up?
Absolutely, Kristin. Thank you. We told you it'd be short and sweet. We just wanted you to hop on because I think it's important that you guys, it's not about the facts. It's not about the information. It's about the hearts of people that are truly making a difference in making this happen for themselves. And the more successful someone is, the way that you rate their success is knowing how many people they've helped to get there. And that is just, to me, that's one of the most beautiful things we do. Because if you're maybe in a corporate job, maybe you're not corporate America, maybe you're somewhere in the world and you're in a corporate job, very rarely does your boss want you to be better than them. Very rarely does your supervisors or the owners of the company want to share all of their tricks of the trade with you, because there's a fear that you're going to replace them. However, in this type of work, we want to pour all of our secrets, everything that we know. I want you to become the best, absolutely best person that you can become, so that you can eventually be better than me. And that is a gift to give someone, that there is no competition, that there is no ceiling. Like Kristin said, you can be, or you can, it doesn't matter your race, your color, your age, your gender, it doesn't matter what you've done or what you want to do in the future. Anyone can do this with a desire and a will for a better life, with a desire and a heart to help other people. You can do this business part-time, full-time, whatever you may choose. And that's what I love about what we have. As long as you have a phone, you do kind of need a phone to do this, but you can do it anywhere in the world. You can go on vacation and do it. It was just my birthday and I took a few days off, but of course I could do a little bit of work while I was away. And I think that there's so many different reasons that I can share with you why to do this business. But the biggest reason that I think, touches people the most is because everyone wants a sense of being able to give back. Everyone wants a sense of being able to be part of something bigger than yourself. And if you already have that, and if you are living like your best life ever, and that's, that's such a trendy comment, I'm living my best life. Like if you already are, then Godspeed and go live that best life. But if you're looking for more, if you're looking for something, if that's either, more joy, more financial freedom, more choices, more time with your kids, more time with the people that you love, less stress, all of those things lead back to this industry, as crazy as that sounds. I can promise you that any problem that you may have, this industry usually has a solution for it. And it's just been such a tremendous it just brings me so much gratitude and joy that I get to share my story. Some people see it, some people don't, and that is totally okay, because this isn't for everyone, and that's okay. But if you think of yourself as a dreamer, if you think of yourself someone who thinks outside of the box, if you think of yourself as someone who wants to help other people win in life, that wants more for yourself and for your family, then I really encourage you to take a deep, hard look at this. Get back to the person who invited you to this call and tell them, like, I'm not really sure what they're drinking and what that Kool-Aid is, but I heard something that sounded like it could work for me. I heard something that I want to know more of. Because yes, we definitely are all in, and it has changed most of our lives. Whoever is a distributor on this call, it has changed our life for the better. And that's why we show up continuously, because of what it does for our life. But it can help you if you want it to. And if not, that's totally cool too. Thank you for being here. Thank you for listening to us. We're going to wrap it up a little early today. Hopefully that's okay with everybody. But again, thank you so much, Kristin. Thank you for hopping on and sharing your heart. Jennifer, love you. Kamaile, thank you. And the products, you guys, I'll just end with this, 2:30 Hawaii time. So that's in 2 hours. Miss Kamaile, wave your hand, beautiful. She is going to do a product overview of our life-changing, scientifically, absolutely groundbreaking products at 2:30 if you want to hear more. So pop on with her if you can, and hopefully we'll see you all soon. Aloha. Mwah. Love you all.